Yo, what's going on, guys? I got a battle against the one, the only Shofu, and this is a pretty nice battle, but it was kind of long, so I'm sorry, but it's pretty good. And this battle is kind of long, not based off stalling, it's based off stupid shit. Like I missed like Hydro Pump 5 times in a row. It's just kind of annoying stuff. But anyway, he has this rain team. I have a sand team. He has a Glizzcore, so I'm gonna lead off with my Rotom predicting that because Glizzcore can kind of it can kind of like threaten T-Tar, which would be an obvious lead for me. So I'm just going to lead it off with my Rotom, what's a goon to a goblin, and predicting some sort of protect or him to switch out. I'm just going to go into my T-Tar. I didn't want to go for the Volt Switch just in case he protected, and then he would see that I would be locked into it. So I decided to just do a safe switch into my T-Tar, probably kind of predicting the Ferrothorn a bit more, but I didn't want to go for the Fire Blast because I thought it would be a little bit too obvious, so I just go for the Stealth Rocks, and I bring in my Rotom again because obviously Rotom walls a Glizzcore, and now I'm going to go for the Trick because since he has a Sandveil Glizzcore with Stealth Rocks, I'm pretty sure he does not have the Protect, so I'm just going to go for the Trick and cripple that Ferrothorn early game, which is really good, and now he could either do two things. He could go for Spikes or Thunder Wave, which I would want to go into my Starmie for, or he could go for the Power Whip, which I would want to go out into my my Infernape. So I'm gonna be safe and go out into my Infernape, as unfortunately he does go for the Thunder Wave, which really sucks because now my Infernape is like mad slow. But I know that I can go for the Thunder Wave because he could the Thunder Punch, sorry, because he has a Tentacool, and that switching is kind of obvious because Tentacool is probably the best counter to Infernapes out there. But Infernape has one of the widest move pools in the game, so that is going to do a lot of damage to it. So now I wanted to stay in really badly because I thought that Rapid Spin was just so obvious, but I wanted to be safe, and I decided to go into my T-Tar and try to Pursuit Trap this Tentacool. But he is going to go for Rapid Spin, which I was kind of mad at because I could have just taken him out with a Thunder Punch, but whatever. I'm just going to go for the Pursuit, as I'm hoping it would take it out even if he stayed in. So he is going to decide to go for the Toxic Spikes, so I'm just going to try to take it out regardless that he didn't switch out. But this Tentacool is bulky, damn, it did not die. But now I want to switch out into my Starmie because I'm pretty sure he's either going to go for the Toxic Spikes or the Scald. He doesn't want to switch out because I went for the Pursuit last turn, so I'm going to bring out my Starmie, and he does go for the Scald, which is fine. And now if I go for the Rapid Spin, it would be pretty good because it would get rid of the Toxic Spikes, and once I switch out with my Starmie, it would be cured because of its ability Natural Cure, and he's actually going to decide to switch out oddly enough, even though his Tentacool is pretty much useless. And now I'm just going to Rapid Spin as he does predict that and bring out his Ferrothorn. So sorry, but he could go for like Spikes, or he could go for a Leech Seed, which could be pretty annoying because nothing can really switch into a Leech Seed that well because I do have Sand Up, and switching into my Infernape would be kind of bad. But anyway, I'm just decided to go into my Infernape anyway, even if he lays up Spikes or goes for the Leech Seed. And luckily enough, he went for Spikes because the Leech Seed would have been a little bit more annoying. But now I'm going to go for the Fire Blast, hoping it would do a little bit more. But since there's no rocks up, it won't even do 50% to this Glizzcore. And since obviously I'm slower, there's no way I could possibly take this thing out. So I'm going to switch out into my Starmie because I know that he would most likely go for the Roost and not the Earthquake. And I could get off a Recover, which I needed to do pretty badly. So I could go for the Rapid Spin, but it would be kind of stupid because he only has one layer of Spikes up, and I'm at really, really low HP. So he's going to bring out the Ferrothorn again, and this Ferrothorn is going to be a bitch to my team, even though it's Scarfed. It's kind of embarrassing to say this, but Ferrothorn was a big threat to my team. More like a big annoyance to my team, even though he was Scarfed. So I'm just going to go for the Hydro Pump. I really have no idea why. I probably should have gone for the Rapid Spin. But he's going to go lock himself into Leech Seed, and I was hoping he would switch out. But Shofu knows that nothing can really take a Leech Seed, so he's going to stay in and keep on Leech Seeding me because I wanted to switch out into my Infernape, but he would take like Spikes damage, Sandra Storm damage, and he would take Leech Seed damage, so I really didn't want that to happen. So I just went for Rapid Spin. It was kind of stupid because I just take Iron Barb's damage and stuff like that, and I was kind of hoping he would miss a Leech Seed, but that never happens, and I'm going to go for a cover, trying to get to full HP, but it's kind of stupid because at the same time, he's getting to full HP at the same time, so even though this Ferrothorn is not having leftover, they're still getting a lot of HP back, which is kind of annoying, but I think I'm finally going to switch out into my Infernape or my Tyranitar, one of those two, and I decided to switch out into my T-Tar because it is at higher HP, and I want to set up my Stealth Rocks again because they were spun away, but I'm thinking, he has a Tentacruel, and that switch is pretty obvious because if he lets me set up my Stealth Rocks, that thing will be dead to rocks. So instead of going for the obvious Stealth Rocks, I'm going to go for the Crunch instead. And he does bring out the Tentacruel, so it's going to be one dead Tentacruel. So now there is no possible way he can ever Rapid Spin myself away, which is pretty good, especially when he has these things like Tornadus and his Dragonite out, which are both obviously weak to rock. So I'm going to predict the Focus Blast, go into my Latias. Even if he went for the Hurricane, there's a big chance for him to miss. And now I'm just going to, I think I switch out into my Rotom Wash, predicting him to switch out into his Politoed, because Politoed can Toxic or Perish Song a Latias, and it's not a bad counter to Latias. So I'm going to switch out into my Rotom, and he does carry the Protect, so that will be pretty good for later on, but I don't really know why he went for it here, because his Politoed is at full HP and I'm at full HP, and it's pretty obvious that I am not choice anymore because I like gave it away to the Rotom, to the Ferrothorn, but whatever. He brings out the Dragonite, so I'm just going to bring out my Gliscor. I know that he is most likely the standard bulky one with Dragon Tail and Thunder Wave, so I'm pretty safe to going out into my Gliscor. I decided to go for the U-turn, predicting the switch. And U-turn is a pretty weird move, but it works well when you think about it, because Gliscor is pretty fast. So I'm gonna switch out into U-turn out into my Rotom, and I'm predicting him to go for the Protect. I'm gonna switch out into my Tyranitar to get up the sand, so his Scald really won't be doing too much damage to me. And I can finally set up my Stealth Rock, which I so badly need to set up. And this Tyranitar is kind of gimmicky set, which is meant to outspeed standard Scizor, so I don't take the Scald as well as I should, because I'm actually not sassy nature. I'm actually some weird neutral nature, so I don't have the best special defense, but it's okay. So I don't take the Scald as well as I should, but now I'm thinking of switching on to my Rotom. But I thought that was too obvious, so I thought he would make a double switch into Ferrothorn. So I go for the Fire Blast on a Politoed, which kind of looks stupid, but I just guess I overpredicted way too hard because he wasn't even thinking about that, but I thought he would switch on to his Ferrothorn, but I'm surprised that he stayed in and Scalded, but whatever. I get burned, which isn't the worst thing in the world because Tyranitar isn't really meant to crunch things, so I'm going to switch out into my Rotom Wash, breaking another Scald, and I'm actually happy that he got the burn on my T-Tar, not my Rotom, because then he could just Protect on my Volt Switch, and then I would get burn damage and stuff like that. So I'm kind of happy that he burned my T-Tar, not my Rotom. So I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch again, and he's just protecting. He's just making this game longer than it already is, but I guess that he does need the most amount of HP to win the Weather War, but once he went for the Protect, he's not gaining any HP because the Sandstorm is up, so I don't really know why he's protecting there. But anyway, I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch, and he brings out the Ferrothorn, so I'm just like, okay, let's go out into Infernape to try to get off a close combat or Fire Blast, but I decided to pull a double switch, I think, or I just go for the Fire Blast. So I think I go for the Fire Blast right here as he brings out the Dragonite, and I probably should have done a double switch, but it really doesn't matter now because now I'm thinking he's gonna go for the Roost, so I just want to go for the close combat, trying to make him attack me or go for the Dragon Tail, something like that. So I do predict the Roost, and I'm going to go for the close combat, and it's not going to do too much because he is at multi-scale, but he is still not flying type when he goes for the Roost. So now I'm thinking of switching out into my Gliscor because he might go for the Dragon Tail, he might go for the Substitute. I really don't know what he's going to do now, but I'm thinking that I'm hoping that he won't go for the Roost, but Shofu knows what he's doing. He is going to go for the Roost, but now I just want to go for the safe Ice Fang because I know that if he brings out the Politoed, which is the obvious switch into an Ice Fang, I could at least outspeed him next turn and go for the U-turn. So he's gonna bring out the Politoed, and like, I know Ice Fang won't be doing too much, but you'll be surprised that the Ice Fang U-turn combo will do a lot of damage to this Politoed, and that's why having U-turn on Gliscor might be good. Just getting some extra damage on stuff like that can work out, especially when you're trying to win a Weather War. So I'm going to bring out my Rotom Wash. Luckily for me, he didn't go for Toxic, or he didn't get the burn with Skull, because that would be pretty problematic, especially when he has these Protects going around and stuff like that. And now I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch, and luckily for me, he didn't go for the Protect or something like that to get extra HP, but I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch, and it's pretty much rinse and repeat. He keeps on going into Ferrothorn. I'm gonna keep on going out into my Pokemon to combat this thing. I'm gonna switch out into my Tyranitar because I want to get the Sand up finally, and I want to try to threaten this Ferrothorn out of here. So instead of Fire Blasting and being obvious, I decided to make a double switch out into my Rotom, and I know that I'm switching more than like people. I'm switching positions more than people like playing Twister, but I know that he is getting Stealth damage up, and I just want to keep on Volt Switching and trying to get as much damage off as possible, but he keeps on protecting, which is kind of irritating because he keeps on getting HP back, but I just want to keep on applying pressure, especially to that Ferrothorn, because his Ferrothorn isn't gaining HP every time he brings it in, so his Ferrothorn can't take all these Volt Switches and Rocks damage all at once. But I just weirdly decided to go for the Hydro Pump because I was kind of stupid and thought the Hydro Pump could be like a 3-hit KO or something like that because it was raining. But it was kind of stupid because his Ferrothorn is probably max special defense because he's taking these hits so well. But anyway, he decides to lay up Spikes, which is kind of weird because I have the Starmie out here. And even though he could take Iron Barb's damage with the Rapid Spin, I could go for the Recover and be at full HP. So I think that might have been his. I'm not sure if that was his second or third layer, but I'm just going to Rapid Spin them away. Even though he is going to keep on setting up the Spikes, it's pretty useless because, like I said, I have Recover, and I can just Rapid Spin everything that he does away. He doesn't have like a spin block or anything. But now I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump because I want damage on this Ferrothorn because I think it's raining right now, so Hydro Pump is doing a little bit more than it usually would. So I want to get as much damage off on that Ferrothorn as possible. And he's going to bring out the Politoed, and I think I go for the Hydro Pump again instead of going for the Rapid Spin. And the Hydro Pump does a lot to that Politoed, so I think he is going to try to Protect again just to get more HP. And this Politoed has been annoying because Protect is a pretty nice move to have on Politoed. So I'm going to keep on trying to Hydro Pump, but I think I go for the Toxic here because I wanted to go for the Hydro Pump, but I thought he would switch out into his Dragonite. But I guess he thought I carried the Ice Beam, but instead I carried Toxic for Jellicent. So I decided to go for the Toxic, and that kind of was a stupid move because he has the Ferrothorn. Now I'm thinking the Hydro Pump can be at least a 2-hit KO, because even if he goes for Leech Seed, I could 2-hit KO with the Hydro Pump. But, of course, I miss, again, in a very, important part. So it's annoying, but, I mean, if I wanted to hit, I should run Surf. So, anyway, I'm just going to go for Rapid Spin here, trying to get rid of those Spikes, but stupid me. Rapid Spinning again when he's locked into Leech Seed, so pretty much all that's happening is he's going to keep on Leech Seeding, keep on hitting the Leech Seed, and he's going to keep on getting HP. And even though I did all that hard work, Volt Switching and Hydro Pumping, he is at really high HP, and this is really not good for me. So I'm going to bring out my Tyranitar, get the sand back up, and try to apply some pressure with the Fire Blast. And I'm not sure if I do go for the Fire Blast this turn because he does have the Politoed, but I'm pretty mad because look at this Ferrothorn. It's already at green HP. So I'm going to pull a double switch. I'm going to go into my Rotom Wash, predicting him to go out into his Gliscor or his Politoed, but he brings out his Gliscor, which is fine because I have my Rotom out, and obviously Rotom can do a lot of damage to Gliscor. And I should go for the Volt Switch here because Hydro Pump really wouldn't be doing too much, and I do go for the Volt Switch, and now I can bring out my Infernape because it is in the sand right now, and I think I'm going to pull a double switch here, predicting him to go out into his Gliscor because the Fire Blast wouldn't do too much, and obviously close combat wouldn't do too much, and the switch was a bit obvious. So now I'm going to go for the HP Ice because this Ferrothorn is really low, and I'm thinking HP Ice may be a 2-hit KO on the Ferrothorn, and if he decides to randomly bring out his Dragonite, that will do a lot of damage, and if he stays in for some goddamn reason, it'll take him out. So he brings out the Dragonite, and this Dragonite is bulky because his Dragonite is not at multi-scale, and he still lives the HP Ice. And after this, it was pretty obvious that he lost a battle on the stream. He said, okay, now I lost a battle because this Dragonite's useless, and that was a pretty important Pokemon on his team that's already gone. And now he has a Ferrothorn left that I think he's going to bring out, and I do try to take it out with the Hydro Pump or Hidden Power combo, but he is going to go for the Leech Seed, and I'm pretty skeptical. I'm pretty sure HP Ice won't take it out, and in case you guys didn't know, Hydro Pump does 90 damage to a Ferrothorn, and Hidden Power only does 70, so I go for the Hydro Pump, and I miss again, which is just like, no, because that means that his Ferrothorn will be able to take a Hydro Pump next turn, and my Rotom is just going to be losing more and more HP, but it really doesn't matter because this Ferrothorn is going to die after the series of Hydro Pumps. And oh my god, I can't believe Scarfed Leech Seed is being a problem to my team. Like, this is really annoying, but this is what I was talking about in the beginning of the battle, like why this battle was so long, just because of stupid shit like this. Look at that. He lives with like negative 2 HP. So pretty much my Rotom is like losing so much HP. I'm pretty sure my Rotom was at like 200 HP before. Now he's at like 97 HP. So I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch here because I'm pretty sure that it would take out the Ferrothorn from there. Except Shofu randomly switches in his Politoed, and that thing is obviously gonna guide to a Volt Switch at that point. So I don't really know why he brought on the Politoed there, but that's just going to be another dead Pokemon, and his Ferrothorn's at pretty much a useless amount of HP. So I'm going to bring out my T-Tar, secure the weather victory, and he is going to, oddly enough, bring out his Tornadus, and I go for the Fire Blast because I'm burned, so I think that would do more than Crunch. And then he goes for a Rain Dance. I was like, aw shit, this might actually be closer than I thought it would be, because right now I think it's 6-3 right now, and he actually might have a chance. So he's going to go for the Hurricane and take me out. And now I go into my Starmie because it is raining. Obviously Hydro Pump can take that thing out, and I outspeed it. So I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump. Nope, I miss, and he's going to take me out with the Hurricane. So damn, Shofu is coming back. And I'm just decided to bring out my Latias. I probably should have gone for the Dragon Pulse just to take it out, but I just go for the Recover, trying to just get as much recoil as possible. But that Hurricane does a lot, and I'm not confident enough that my Latias can take a Hurricane at the amount of HP which she is at right now. So I'm just going to decide to switch out into my Gliscor as Death Fodder because it's pretty useless right now. And I might be able to take a Hurricane, but I'm pretty sure I can't. So he's going to go for the Hurricane, and that will obviously just wreck my Gliscor. But I am actually going to live with a smidgen of HP, and that was really surprising. But whatever, I'm going to decide to go for the Ice Fang, as he does miss the Hurricane, which I guess made up a lot of those Hydro Pump misses before. And that will be one dead Tornadus, and now it's pretty much a good game because I still have my Rotom Wash, which can take out all of those big threats on his team. So he's gonna go out into his Gliscor, easily take me out with the Ice Fang, and I'm gonna go out into my Rotom Wash and hoping that Sandvale Hacks won't mess me up, even if I go for the HP Ice. And then luckily enough, Sandvale does not mess me up with my Rotom, and I'm able to take it out with the HP Ice. And now I think he's down to his Ferrothorn, which is the bane of my existence in the whole battle. And I'm going to take it out with a Hydro Pump because I wanted to say I can hit these Ferrothorns. I do not want to miss, and I want to finally overcome these Hydro Pump bullshit misses. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this battle against Shofu. This was a pretty nice battle. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is PM, and deuces.